Hi, I am Jan from Inuda, and today I'm going to present in this short video why IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things, initiatives or projects can sometimes fail and what you can do to avoid that. I'm an engineer by profession, and as an engineer, like any other engineer, I build things. That's what we do. It's in our DNA, and before we build anything, we like to have the specs, the specifications. What is it we're going to build and how are we going to build it? And therefore, maybe before you do your IIoT initiative, you ask yourself, how do I specify my Industrial Internet of Things project? My short answer to you is, you don't. And in this video, I will explain why I think this is a crucial step in the mindset or the whole understanding of Industrial Internet of Things. So, what is an IIoT project, by the way? Well, it may sound very abstract, but in reality it's super low-key and practical. The goal is simply to build the bridge between your plant floor and your enterprise systems. So everything you have on your plant floor, your machines and machine data and whatnot you have there, and connect that to everything you have in your administrative layer or your enterprise layer or whatever it's called in your organization. Bring all of that together. So it's super important to understand that IIoT is not a specific technology. It's not like a protocol or a certain language or a specific piece of software or hardware for that matter. It's more a situation. I've called it infrastructure. It's a situation where you have access to data anywhere at any time. So that's the whole idea about an IIoT project. So my claim is that specs is a fool's errand, and I think there are two very important ideas to consider here. One is one I have stolen or borrowed, if you like, from the famous Kevin Kelly, a futurist thinker, who has this idea of becoming. The way he explains it, and I love that analogy, is he takes an iPhone. He says if you get an iPhone and when you unbox it, it's brand new, and that is actually the last time in its lifetime that you kind of know exactly what's in that iPhone. Because the first thing the iPhone asks for is to get connected to a Wi-Fi somewhere. And from that moment and onwards, it will just become something new all the time. Due to upgrades, due to things you install on it, due to things that change, small changes, small upgrades, small changes everywhere, it will become something new all the time. New functionality, some of it good, some of it maybe not so good. But in reality, it never stops to evolve. This is a super important mindset to adapt when we talk about industrial IT environments, because that's not how we historically have been thinking about things. What I hear from many projects and people my age or maybe older even, when they talk about OT projects, when they talk about industrial projects, they say, oh, it was better in the old days when we built something, we built a SCADA system and it stayed like that for 20 years. Those days are long gone. We are now in a situation where even on the plant floor, things will be in a position, like Kevin Kelly says, it's becoming. The other very important thing to remember or to consider is what I call analysis paralysis. It means that when you want to have your specs in details, there is no end to what you can actually dive into. So you will simply be too busy diving into all the bits and pieces to get everything collected. That's simply not possible. So there is another approach that you need to think about. Instead of having this wishful thinking of building the detailed specs, here's what I suggest instead. Help people. Start with people. It doesn't really matter if it's on the factory floor, plant floor, or it's anywhere else in your organization, but help people. So help people to make smarter and better decisions. Help people to remove tedious tasks. They are everywhere. Things that could be automated. things that could be easier, smoother, simply work better in their daily lives. So have a focus on try to help people to improve their daily work life. Make it easier for them to get about their work life. So my suggestion is super simple. Find a problem, fix a problem. Find a problem, fix a problem. And what you have in the background, that's the IIoT, that's the situation where you have everything connected, that's the infrastructure. How you do that, what kind of technology, what kind of platform, what you do, that's not really interesting. That's for you to figure out. But have the focus on helping people to run their everyday life in a smarter way in your organization. And I think the key to any successful IIoT project is continuous improvements. This idea that, no, we're not getting it right the first time, we're not even getting it right the second or third or maybe fourth time, but we're continuously improving things and making the lives of our colleagues and co-workers and bosses and whatnot better and easier every single day. That is to me the core of an IIoT initiative, and that is the way to avoid failing. So stay away from what I call the mother of all specs for any huge IIoT initiative, and instead focus on find a problem and fix a problem. And of course, in the background, that requires that you fix the infrastructure, that is the whole idea of IIoT, that you can move data seamlessly around in your organization. And that's your task, so that you can help people to do their task. Thank you very much for listening.